Good morning. Welcome to Get Wise. Today we're going to be looking at chapter 17 of the book of Proverbs. I'm so glad that you're here with us. So as we look at today's passage, we're really going to see kind of this contrast between somebody that is good and the good characteristics. So if that's wise, if that's righteous, if that's um, smart, if that's a good son or a good grandchild, like we're gonna see these good characteristics being contrasted against this foolish man, or a variety of negative character traits. So wicked, evil. The common one we see once again is going to be foolish, and so we're going to see this contrast in how the life of this righteous person or this person that's seeking the Lord versus this foolish man that's kind of seeking after his own ends. What Solomon is observing happens in those lives. And so once again, I think Ryan, Rachel, and I have said this over and over and over again. But we're constantly seeing observations that Solomon's making about the world, that he's sharing to his son about what is going on. And so the first thing I want you to do is go ahead and pause this video, read through the entire chapter of 17, and then we'll unpause and we'll talk through some things. If this is your first time tuning into our Get Wise video, there's 16 of these before this. If you want to, you're welcome to stick with us, or you can go back, catch up, and then join us sometime in the future. But let's go and pause the video now, read through all of the book of 17, or chapter 17, sorry, not book, it's not that long. Read all of chapter 17 and then come back together. All right, welcome back. Since we look at this, there's a couple verses that really stuck out to me. And so I hope as you went through that you kind of jotted down some of the ones that stuck out to you that you had questions about or that made sense. I just kind of want to share a couple of these and talk about what they're talking about. And then I want to leave you with a couple questions. So let's jump in. So in verse 1, it starts with, "Better is a dry morsel with quiet than a house full of feasting with strife." How true is that in the season of quarantine? That better is those days when everybody in the household is getting along and things are going well, even if there's not a lot of food or fun things going on, but at least the relationship with everybody is good, versus being able to feast and have all the food in the world, but there's strife in the family and problems going on. So what I want you to think through is go ahead and pause this video and think through a time when your household, either growing up in your parents' house or now with roommates, or maybe you're living by yourself, but there's times that it was good because the relationships in the family was going well, or those times that it wasn't good because of the strife in the family. So you're going to pause the video and think through that question. Welcome back. Hopefully you could come up with something pretty easy. I know in my life, my brother and I, we tended to clash a lot, especially as we spent more time together. And it's been sweet over the last 6 years as I went to college and now my brother's gone to college, and we've kind of all moved out of the house, how we've grown a lot closer together. And so when we get to see each other over holidays and things like that, it's sweeter. And so this passage this verse, I agree, because some of my favorite times with my brother and being home is when my relationship with him and my parents is good, versus growing up when we would clash a lot. So let's keep on reading. Verse 6 is another one. I'm going to read actually 3, and we'll kind of talk about all 3. So verse 6 says this: "Grandchildren are the crown of the aged, and the glory of children is their fathers." Maybe part of this is, was Rachel and I expecting a child soon? Anything about children just gets me excited, and so maybe that's why that stuck out to me. But let's keep on going. Verse 10, it says, "A rebuke goes deeper into a man of understanding than 100 blows into a fool." So once again, we're seeing this contrast between this man of understanding and this fool. I think Ryan talked about this earlier, that a wise man is one that listens to rebuke and changes their ways. We see it here once again, that a rebuke goes deeper into a man of understanding than 100 blows into a fool. And then another one is verse 12. This is one of my favorite verses actually in this chapter, and it says, "Let a man meet a she-bear, robbed of her cubs, rather than a fool in his folly." That imagery I love. You see throughout Scripture a couple times where she-bears are brought up, kind of almost as a threat, as something that's negative that's going on. And so it's really fascinating. So my kind of bonus challenge for you, go back through and find some of these other times that a she-bear has been used through Scripture. I know of one for sure, but I think there might be two other times. So that's kind of a bonus task for you. But as you think through, man, how crazy that it is better to meet a she-bear without her cubs than it is to interact and run into a fool that's living in his folly. It's craziness. And then finally, this is at the very last verse, verse 28. It says, "Even a fool who keeps silent is considered wise. When he closes his lips, he is deemed intelligent." So it's this idea of, man, even a clock is like a broken clock is right twice a day. When a fool is quiet, when they're not speaking, you can guess that they're a lot wiser than what they are. So what I want you to do now is pause this video, read through the chapter again, pick out, maybe they're similar to what I picked out, but pick out some of your favorite verses, write them down, and then afterwards, I want you, like Solomon, he is observing the world to come to these truths. So I want you to write down maybe 2 or 3 truths that you see in this world, of things that you observe. So for instance, examples that you've had in life. Maybe, I'm guessing, we can't see this in Scripture, but Solomon probably had a really bad experience with a really foolish man because he hits over it all the time. Maybe this was him when he was growing up. We don't know. But we know that Solomon has all this experience with this foolish man. So just like Solomon, take a second and observe around you, or maybe over this last year, 2 years, and write down some of these truths that would help your child, or maybe your if you're not married or dating or anything like that, maybe future children or friends or whatever, that people can look through and be like, man, this is wise advice. So go and pause the video. Let's try to be like Solomon. Alright, welcome back. I hope that was easy. I know when I tried this, it was really challenging, because it really made me think, what do I observe and what is true? And probably what we see is going to be a little bit different, because Solomon, I think, wrote this towards the end of his life versus towards the beginning. So the final passage I want to leave you with, or verse, is actually verse 17. Let me go ahead and read this. It says, "A friend loves at all times, and a brother is born for adversary." So the final question I want to leave you with is actually 2. One is, who do you need to be a friend for right now? Because it says, a friend loves at all times. And so even in these times where the world doesn't look like it's in a great direction, that it seems dangerous to be outside and interacting with each other, man, who do you need to be a friend for? Who do you need to check on? We never can stop loving one another, because as we follow Jesus, he asks us to love one another well. So who do you need to be a friend for? Who do you need to check up with this week? And then secondly, this kind of second part of this verse, it says, "And a brother is born for adversary." My question for you is, who is your brother that you can lean on? Or for the girls that are listening to this, who is your sister? Who is that person that you can lean on when things get rough? Like times like this, when you're being isolated and cooped up and you don't know what tomorrow looks like, who is that person that you can lean on? If you don't have the person, seek them out. And also, who are those people? A brothership goes both ways. Like with my little brother, I can be his brother, but he also has to be my brother too. So sometimes that's great. Sometimes it's not so fun. But who are those people in your life that you get to be a sibling to? They get to lean on you in these times of need. And so I want to leave you with those two questions, and I challenge you to reach out to both your friends and your brother or sister um, and see how they're doing. So thanks for tuning in. We'll see you later.